How are you doing? My true self and my essence are kind-hearted, but I'm a really timid person who always think about every possible risks before taking action. I was diagnosed as a typical hypersensitive person. Hypersensitive person is like, in a word, a person with great delicate feelings and sensitivity. If you are interested in this type of personality, please check it out on the internet. I always keep thinking about what I did and what I'm going to do from now, from every angle of perspective, from the viewpoint of whether my action is actually suitable for the situation after checking it against my sense of value. So it is really troublesome personality. In order to find the best answer, and in order to act accurately based on my best judgments, I take a lot of time to think about every possible risk, to find the best solution out of the thousands of selections, not to make a mistake. So I'm just a perfectionist. So my brain is always in a whirl emotion that ties myself down and forces myself to obey the absolute rule that I make in order to choose the best decision at every single moment. So I have a habit to say I must do something, and I have to do something, even though there is nothing forcing myself to do that way. And I always require myself to swear that I keep my rules to behave perfectly. So I tend to give priority to my rules rather than anything because I believe my rules always brings me perfect decisions subconsciously. So I tend to place absolute trust in one truth that I reach after I give a great deal of thought about it, and I firmly stand in my belief and sense of value. So from one case to another, I always lead my conclusion after deeply thinking about it and checking against my belief and sense of value. So I'm always tired of my personality. So I'm extremely timid against the risks, and I don't want to risk my life for uncertain adventure. I like to step up in each staircase without skipping steadily, and I want to choose reliable method with no uncertainty. This is my personality. And I never forgive if people do something against ethics with a lack of sense of morals. And I hate those who can't protect and respect others' dignity regardless of ages. And I hate those who lose temper to insist their rightfulness. And I hate those who can't put themselves in someone's shoe every time. So this is a sense of discrimination based on my belief and sense of value that makes me narrow-minded. And I've ever been spending my life with one strong belief that I must protect all the time. And I've ever attempted to struggle out of my personality and change this way of thinking, but my narrow mind didn't forgive me to accept things and people that wander off my way. So having intense humanitarianism and perfectionism and criticizing utilitarianism always makes me feel depressed. And even though if I accept everything, I can spend my life smoothly. And gradually, this way of thinking aims its attack to myself and the criticism against myself in terms of whether I do right things or not because of extreme rigorous sense of value and belief. Loses my confidence and makes me think that I'm really worthless man, worthless person. So I'm always alone because I refrain from meeting people for that reason. So I don't want to say like this, but I'm really scared of meeting someone in the sense of whether I can provide a really good time to a person who is with me. So I don't know what is the best behavior I should take towards a person whom I meet. So I have a headache about this. I always think how a person feel like with me and how I can make him or her happy with me, and I just always ask myself if there's anything I can help him or her. So at any rate, I want to be released from the thought and personality, but in my real sense, I want a lot of people who are involved with me, and I'm always bound by strict and rigorous ethics and morals and perfectionism in my mind. So I think this YouTube channel, just this YouTube activity, is one of the solutions that release myself from rigorous sense of value by speaking something in English freely without caring about anyone. But I stumbled another harmful effect while I kept doing this every day, which is like I just obliged myself to do this every day without skipping days. This is my firm promise to myself, which I've come to believe this is the only way to release myself from my thoughts, but I feel really stressed about doing this every day. So I feel really mental burden to keep doing this every day, but I can't betray my promise. So it is really a troublesome feeling, troublesome personality. So I'm a really strange person. I'm really strange and very unique. Very unique. So do you know how I can be like a normal person? I think too much about everything before doing something. So I really seem to hate myself. And actually, I'm tired.